So Adam wants me to tell a story about flipping a straight guy.
Controversial.
I know, but I was so young when it happened. I was so young, so don't picture it because it's illegal to think about.
Okay, I don't even want to know.
I was 14.
Okay, I need to get off this interview.
So I was 14. I was extremely horny all the time. Like all of us were at 14. I was just constantly horny. And I had a best friend and we like kind of like grew up together from like elementary school to like we were now in 8th grade, I think. And it was like that best friend who like lived in the same neighborhood as me. We like did everything together. We were like just like young boys like hanging out doing dumb shit all the time. And we used to play like grab ass a lot, you know, like just, you know, dumb boy shit. And one night he came over and he was spending the night and we were watching a pornography. It was a heterosexual pornography, which like disgusting. I'll never watch that again. And I don't remember like how it kind of happened, but somewhere along the line, there was like, we were like right next to each other and we were like ourselves, you know? And like, it was like, Joe looks so unamused. What?
Continue.
Wait, what were you doing?
We were like touching ourselves under a blanket.
Like each other or
no, we were like ourselves and like, you know, like 14-year-old boys do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They do. This I had friends that did this in high school.
Okay, so this is like
all the time and it was super weird. I never
it was super weird.
They all like jerked off in the same room.
Did you ever do that?
I don't think so.
Were you in the room when it would happen though?
I would like I wasn't with that group of friends.
Great.
There was something adjacent that I
would you get like an inkling that it was going to happen? You'd be like, I have to go home.
No, I didn't.
The street lights are on.
I mean, I would have been fine with just like, I don't know. I felt like some of my friends like wanted to do that together. Like it was this weird.
I think that there are a lot more guys who want to do that at that age than we realize.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, so we were doing that and like, this wasn't like anything new. Like we had already been doing this with each other for a while, but like somewhere in this one particular time, I think we were like, wouldn't it be crazy if we just like touched each other's wieners? Like, wouldn't that be nuts? And I was like, yeah.
Were you out already?
No, okay. I was still very much like, I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer because I love Sarah Michelle Gellar, which like, no.
That's gay.
Yeah, exactly. Like, no, like that's so dumb. I was so gay and but I was like, sure, like let's just do it. And then like we touched each other's wieners and then we eventually started whacking each other off for like 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
From like 8th grade to like senior year of high school, we would like randomly do this. Like,
but he was straight.
But he was straight.
He still is.
I think he still is. I don't talk to him anymore.
He's somewhere on the Kinsey scale.
Yeah, he's out there somewhere. I want like the last time I talked to him, I knew that I was like the only guy that he had done that with, but I had already done this with like 3 or 4 other guys. I started pretty early.
That you cheated on him.
Well, I knew that he cheated on all of his girlfriends with me. So.
How often was this happening?
For the first 2 years, it was like not super often. And then there was like a weird period of like between sophomore and junior year where it was like a lot. And then senior year, it just like tapered off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why straight guys though?
Why do I like straight guys?
Yeah.
I like the fear in their eyes. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Everyone, that's a joke. That's a joke.
So aggressive.
That's a joke. That's a joke, everyone. I don't think I would do straight guys as much anymore. There is one guy that like is like will say that he's straight. Yeah, and I'm like, no.
What'd you say?
He said on this couch.
Oh god.
No, I don't want to put that much effort into it anymore. But there is one guy out there right now who like he's like, I'm straight, and I'm like, bro, you like okay. Is this a sign of gayness?
Do I know the person?
You don't, but I'll talk to you about it later.
Okay.
But like, do you like this is like a sign of like gayness, right? The first time I hung out with this dude one-on-one,
they put on the Wicked soundtrack.
Not quite.
Oh, okay.
But he drove me home. This is more of like a sign of curiosity for me. But he drove me home, dropped me off, and when we got to my place, he was like, "So are you top or bottom?" And I was like,
"Ooh,
huh,
I don't know. I don't know where."
out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's a red flag.
And then
at least.
And then he was like, so it's like pretty easy to get laid as like a gay person, right? And I was like,
oh,
yeah, huh? And then he was like, yeah, like, and you're not like bisexual at all, like, and I was like, nope, totally gay, but that's like a sign of gayness, right? Like, or at least like curiosity. I think curiosity.
I would say that's dipping your toe into you're seeing where this is gonna go.
Yes.
Or they're on the spectrum.
It gave
one
me,
of the two. Like if he's just like asking that question very like
earnestly,
logically, then it might. That's the only.
Like he could just be
exception
trying
I
to
can
learn, right?
That
yeah, and like so the reason
I don't know. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Trying to learn.
So like the reason I bring this up is because like these were the kinds of questions that I would hear whenever I was about to hook up with like a guy who was like straight or questioning in my early 20s and like my teens. That's always how it happened. It was like there would be I never would provoke a straight guy into being like, you should hook up with me. There was like one guy that I was like, please just hook up with me. And he wouldn't do it. But, and you know, more power to you. But that was always like the telling tale of like, oh, this is like, this guy's curious. Like he would ask a lot of questions about what it was like to be gay and like what, like, or it would be like, so do you think guys give better head? And it's like, well, yeah. That is 100% a like.
That's the next question is, and you're like, I don't know. And they say, we should find out. Like,
yes.
That's how that porno goes.
It's always that. Like, it's always something like
that's a tale as old as time.
In my life, I've hooked up with 8 guys who identify as straight.
Okay.
And like.
It's weird you know the number, but.
Oh, I keep like a little tally on my bedpost.
On your phone.
Joe looks so disappointed in me.
I'm not disappointed. I thought when we prefaced the story, it was Richie's story of flipping someone. I was like, oh God, this isn't a flip. None of these are a flip.
None of these are really a flip. Like
your flip was a flop, is what I gathered.
Wait,
when you actually asked a real straight person to hook up with me.
So I guess
I never really like fully flipped anyone. Like they always just kind of came to me. And it
came to you
in me.
Exactly.
And that's always how it was. I don't think, I've never like tried to like coax someone into gay sex. I'm sorry, Adam. I told the story wrong.
No, I didn't even think about it till you. I thought flip was just like.
Just getting a straight guy to do it. And I guess flip.
Flip is like the damage is done now. Like this is all you will ever want.
Damage. There's no damage.
Yeah.
5 years.
Oh, actually, no. Okay, so that first guy I talked about, right? His best friend, we were also friends. And like, so that first guy I was talking about, he and I had a big fight like our sophomore year and we didn't talk to each other for a while. Like the beginning of sophomore year. And then like we made up and everything was fine after that. But in that time, he had a best friend named, I'm not going to say his name.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he had a best friend who also lived in our neighborhood and I would hang out with that guy instead. And like, I like revealed to him that like,
oh no,
me and this guy were like doing things sometimes. And I was like, yeah, man, blah, blah, blah. And like, I was like, you know, we should just be friends and hang out and stuff. And like, I kind of like coaxed him into thinking like, oh, like, you know, this is totally normal. A bunch of guys do this shit. And I got him to do what like me and the first guy would do together. And I remember like, I was such a bad kid.
Manipulative, methodical.
I remember thinking like, this is a great revenge moment for me. Like,
that is Ricci Armani, everyone.
And I don't do that anymore, but I had just watched Cruel Intentions. So
well, now it all makes sense.
Yeah.